All right, here we go. Hey, it's Astra, and we have the bad boy of the ballroom, who we all know from Dancing with the Stars, Maksim, with us here on Hollywood Hamilton and the KTU Morning Crew. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I love that name.
Yeah.
The bad boy of the ballroom. I didn't come up with that. It's like a fan favorite.
No one knows who came up with that, but it's stuck, and then it unstuck, and now it's like slowly coming back a little bit, but it's cute. Listen, I'm gonna take it.
I'll take it too. I think it's sexy. It gives you like that like sexy but yet tough guy type of like feel.
Like tall, dark, handsome type stuff.
Exactly
Yes,
what you are.
I get it. Look, I understand. Now I'm a father of 3, so this whole thing is humorous more so. But
I know, we're going to get into family life
but
too.
then dancing also celebrated 20-year anniversary. So talk about how this stuck around. I mean, I can't hate. I think this is great.
I mean, you spent majority of your career on that. I know that you switched over to So You Think You Could Dance, kind of went to a whole new network. I know, let's talk about that one really quick, because we're going to get into Dancing with the Stars. But So You Think You Could Dance, you were working alongside Allison Holker and Jojo Siwa. How was that? It
was great. I mean, I know the girls from a while ago, from their previous lives, if you will. So, no, it was like friends reconnecting. It was a great project for us because it was coming back. It was taken off the air, and this was the first time coming back. We had started the panel included Nigel, and then he had this dramatic exit out of the project, and so I was sitting there going, "Oh my God, this is both the most incredible experience because I get to be this, a judge figure.
You're in charge,
right? But also like." This is so dramatic with Nigel going and Jojo coming in, replacing. Now we have to reshoot, redo some things. And so, it was hectic, but I had an amazing time. I had a blast.
Now, how do you like being behind the judges' table as opposed to being on the dance floor? Because I know dancing's your passion.
It's a lot easier on the knees, let me tell you that. No, I think it's every professional dancer's dream, of that sort of career path where you go from step to step and it makes sense. I think judging after having a dance career like mine is very normal, if you will, right? So, but to strive to have that TV judging gig, that's the goal.
Oh my gosh, it's like you made it to the top. Now, right. Jojo Siwa, she just came out that she has a boyfriend.
Oh man, Jojo's coming out with a lot of stuff, doesn't she?
What are your thoughts on that?
I love her. I like a little baby sister, I promise. From her time on Dancing with the Stars with Jenna, I mean, we go way back. She's a homie, and so she'll forgive me if I say it. She's coming out with a lot of things, just every couple of months there's something new. We had some funny conversations about all of the things, to do with that as well. And I was shocked. Let me tell you, this can't be on the record. I was shocked, given what I know and how we spoke and what we spoke about, to be like, bam, now she has a boyfriend. I'm like, you know what, boo? Enjoy life.
I know, right? Live your best life.
An amazing time, experience it all, and I'm now sort of embracing it, everything vicariously through her. I'm like, what else is she gonna do? Now I'm like enjoying this whole process. Before I was confused. I'm like, wait, what's happening now? Look, and again, she's such a. That's another thing. When we see someone on the screen and we can be a fan of and know a lot about them, and I know it personally from me as well, right? It's one thing. When you know the person, it just takes it to a different level. I'm so happy for her. Happy,
She scored a hottie.
And that too. Yeah. And that too.
Now, is the show ever going to get renewed for another season?
So you think?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I hope, I wish.
I mean, I think it should.
I would love to. I think dance should stay on TV. I think Dancing with the Stars is re-emergence. I think it's it's second iteration of the wave of up and down of Dancing with the Stars. And now it's going into season 35 or something, right?
It's up there.
Something.
I've lost track of the numbers.
Last week they celebrated 20th anniversary. I mean, that's why even a show like So You Think had a chance and still has a chance. I think so. So I really believe dancing should stay on TV, should stay in like a forefront of our entertainment. It's not, you don't really think about let's fight over cha-cha. How about that? You know, the world is on fire. Let's
I always feel like
away.
dancing always brings out the love in somebody, because you could feel somebody's dance moves. You kind of can, like, a lot of people fall in love dancing. Let's be honest. I mean, hey.
A lot of fell in love on our show.
Exactly.
You know? A lot of fell in lust with our show. No, no. I think yes, you're right. It's the close proximity, is the connection that you make, is the partnership. You know, yes, both ways, the partnership and the relationship things, and the shoulder to cry on during the season, and you know, yeah, it's you experience things for the first time for some, and something that they haven't experienced in a long time for others, and
Absolutely.
so I think that's why the celebrities are always welcomed at as well. It's difficult, but
Are you surprised when the dancers start dating their partners?
no, I'm not. That's what I was trying to insinuate, and then I was like, you know what? Let me get out of this topic altogether. And she's like,
No,
no,
we're staying
I
in
got
this
you. We're
topic.
staying in this topic. No, look at what you know. Case in point with Kim Johnson and Robert Herjavec. I mean, I keep bringing this up because it's not. It's like made in fairy tales, and then happily ever after. Like that's the couple. You know?
I mean, look, you and your wife, I know you guys were both pros, but you guys.
Yeah, but we went. You know, we met on Broadway. We met off the show. And the show just kind of put us in close proximity together. You know, we worked, we bumped shoulders. I was like, she's so hot. Just didn't want to say it to her for a long time.
I love you guys together. Peter Murgatroyd, by the way, in case you guys aren't familiar. Oh, she's just so beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And you guys are always up on TikTok doing dances together. I think that is the most cutest thing ever. Are you teaching the kids to dance too?
No.
Why?
No, because I want them, first of all, maybe to have a more profitable profession. Just easier.
Are you saying dancing's not profitable?
Oh my God, it's so hard. It's so hard. Listen, it's hard to be at a financial top. It's easy to be to present your art. No, it's not. You have to earn your audience, and it's very difficult. But anyway, you can get there. But to get there consistently, and to, you know, it's very difficult. Again, you know, kudos Dancing with the Stars for giving us all, you know, food to put on the table.
And some drama to be had too.
The drama too, yeah. But no, with Peter, it's cute. We fell into this. It's, you know, it's where the world is at now. We are that couple. We dance in the living room, but on camera, it's cute because we try not to overwhelm ourselves with that. We do it once, twice, and we call it a day. It's not, if it's more than that, now it's something else. And it shouldn't be that. It should be just this, you know, because it's in socks. It's semi-pro. You know, we're not really sweating. But it's nice. You know, Shy jumps in. He loves that. The other two are a little too small for now. But I wouldn't promote dance. I wouldn't push it. I promote it. So I keep Shy in it since he was 3.
Okay.
And he kept saying, "Pop, I don't like it. I don't like it." So like, if I ask him, I said, like, what would you want to quit? He would say dance.
Really?
Yeah. And then around like maybe a year and a half ago, he comes back. He's like, "Hey, so," and we're changing schools and we're moving, and through that time, so I like him. You know what? Let me put him into this one, and this one is really good. Anyway, so it's like, "I need pants and shoes." I'm like, "What? You need pants and shoes?" I'm like, "You don't even like it." So anyway, I came over and I see like, yeah, the girls added to the class. So now, you know, he was in sort of by himself thing. Now he's in a group class, and group is him and 3 girls of all kinds, ages, heights. And so my man sort of realizing something, and I know exactly what he's realizing. He's realizing the percentage is incredible.
Oh.
I mean, it's 1 to hundreds.
He's going to be a little ladies' man, isn't he?
Well, what do you mean? This is where I come from.
I
this is
see
where I
that.
stuck around. I was like, wait a minute. Do you know how they keep asking us, me and my brother Val, and they'll
Another one of my faves.
Early in the day, like, so were you guys bullied in high school and through school growing up? And I'm like, to be honest, even if we were, I would go back. I'm like, okay, I go into dance studio and it's me. And again, it's just an unfair advantage. Mm-hmm. And so I've never really felt bullied for that reason, because I didn't really understand, because I knew that they just don't know what they're talking about.
Right. I do remember when we were kids, it's like you see a boy dancing. It's like,
right?
What?
Right. So now with my son, it's like, ooh, so if he shows interest, I'll support it.
Oh, I like that.
But if he doesn't, That's cool. But I'm afraid that he'll show interest because the girls and especially their parents. So I came over, and all of a sudden this parent came, and I'm like, I'm out of the game for a little bit. So I'm like, wait a minute, what's happening? Oh my God, they want my son to dance with them. I'm like, yes.
That is so cute.
That's so cute.
Imagine he ends up on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, geez, no. Well, then the show will have been, going into season
Probably
65?
Yeah, exactly. 65, 70, somewhere up there.
I love that.
What would it take to get you back on that show? Would you have to maybe be brought back as a judge? Would you want to be brought back as a dancer?
Well, I mean, again, the judging bit is the pinnacle.
Right.
Absolutely. I'll put it out that you don't have to spell it out for us. I never really considered dancing. I felt like, but it's, we have kids, a lot of things are happening. And for me, the body is a big deal. And so if the body is where it's supposed to be, then yeah, absolutely. And so today I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. We've worked out. We have a different flow. We know exactly how Peter and I operate when we're busy. So those things matter. And yeah, I would love to shake the tail feather if there's a need for it. Like I said, the cast is fantastic. They're doing a great job. I do believe, and dare I say it, I believe the show is missing, still missing a little Max. Still missing.
I think so. I think you're onto something with that one.
Everyone has got a great character, but I think it needs that little pop. And
we got to get you in. Got to get you back in there. What are your thoughts also on Gleb and Brooks? Because that was like the big talk of the town all last season with them and their relationship. What are your thoughts on that? Is this like a PR stunt or is this like the real thing?
Well, no, they
broke up.
Back
I know.
and forth together after the show.
Yes, but do you think they're actually on the low together right now, but acting like they're not together
for the fourth time? No, I don't think so.
You think it's done?
Well, I don't know if it's done. I know that they're not together.
Okay.
Although with Gleb, you never know. He's a homie though. Gleb is a great dude.
He's a handsome man too.
Great guy, very nice. But he's doing his thing. I think he's a sweetheart. I think he doesn't really know yet what he wants, to be honest, just being as a close friend. But he and Brooks were real. I thought they weren't. And then they were. And then I thought they weren't again. And then they were again. And so now they're broken up. I'm like, you know what? Let's give it a bigger timeline, see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Over the last 5 years, Gleb and Brooks broke up 7 times. You never know.
Now, I know you dance with a lot of celebrities. Who surprised you the most with their dancing skills? Because you danced with a ton. I saw the whole list.
Oh my God. I need the list to refresh my memory.
These are the ones that stood out to me. Mel B.
Yes, she was amazing.
Okay. Brandy.
Oh my God, that's the one. Yeah, no, Brandy's awesome.
Really?
Brandy and I had a great time. That's the one that keeps being brought up because of Bristol. Bristol Palin was that season, and we didn't make the finale. Bristol did, so everybody's like, "Oh, Max, you said you hated Bristol." I never did. I never said that.
She just happened to be, I guess, a fan favorite, but she wasn't a great dancer.
Like, yeah, we didn't make that spot.
Right.
Let's call it that. Anyway, but Brandy was dope. B. Rocca. I remember our team name. That was great.
I like that. What about Vanessa Lachey?
I mean, I don't know if we had the best time, obviously, but she was. I think that we did well. We had some couple of dances popped up recently that I saw that was like, oh wow, that's a great piece. But yeah, no, they're doing fantastic now post show.
Mm-hmm. And Denise Richards, that's another one that stood out.
No, Denise knows. She could be here right now. She would concur. She was not a good dancer. It was hard for her.
So when they pair you guys up, do you get a choice as to who you want to be with, or they're just like, this is who you're going to be with, this is the celebrity you get?
No, we get paired up based on factors. Maybe same height, maybe same personality, maybe personalities will clash. This is going to be great TV. Maybe it's some comedy in there. I think that the pairing overall over the seasons, if you look at it blanketed view, is fantastic.
Okay.
I don't know what the percentage rate would be for failed, but it's very little. I think they're doing it right. We don't get to say unless you bring somebody to the show. Like if I recruit someone on the street, I'm like, oh my God, or in a restaurant, you should be on Dancing with Stars. I'll be like, give me your number, I'll I'll connect the dots. I did that once. Not gonna name names, but it was a bad experience for me.
Oof.
Then the show was not bad experience. The season was not a good season, and I was like, oof, I'm never doing it to myself again.
Oh,
Just give me someone. Don't tell me who it is, and then let me go to work. Otherwise, I'm like, blame myself.
Well, you did get lucky with the one Mirror Bowl trophy that you did win with Merrill Davis.
That's the best. I mean, when asked about who was your best partner, all of the, Kirsty and Mel and, Brandy, like I had a fantastic time and we had some great dances and all that. But, my flowers go to Merrill because that's my win. Mm-hmm. That's those, dances I hang my head on. Like, this is like if I'm represented by a season, this is the one.
And where's that Mirror Bowl trophy now? Where do you keep it in the house?
In between Peter's mirror bowls. And in the back of...
It's just stuffed in there.
It's stuffed in there. She's got more. My brother has more. His wife has more. So, like, it's like everyone in my family has more
Beat
mirror
you
bowls.
out.
But I've left the mark.
You're still an incredible dancer. Whether you get the ball or not, to me, you're always a winner.
No, I appreciate it. But this is why I love sort of perpetuating that. Like I go away and then I come back either with a production or like with Napa Valley when Val and I sat down for a residency. Mm-hmm. I like that, and I like to push my body still because again, it's if I do it, I want to do it on a decent level. So yeah, there were periods of time when I'm like, no, we're done. This game is over. We're hanging our shoes, literally and metaphorically, and now we're focusing on something else. But today, not yet, for sure. Today, I'm still looking forward to the next gig. At the moment, the few opportunities. But like I said, if Dancing with the Stars
what
calls,
you got? What opportunities you got?
I mean, we always work on some other productions outside of Dancing with the Stars. Peta, don't forget, is also she's a person, again, not a celebrity, but she's a working dance professional. Mm-hmm. And her right, she's a great person to do stuff with, and I happen to be related, so we do a lot of, we have some projects on the table together as well. I do want them to be dance projects too.
Well, we got to talk about what you're doing tonight. Elsie Rooftop right here in Midtown Manhattan. You're going to be there for their Salsa Fridays, which is something that they do every Friday, but you're going to be there not only overlooking New York City, but teaching everyone salsa moves.
Yeah, I'll be part of their night. It's fantastic though. I own dance studios. That's my other gig, and just to know that there is a big social community still, and now again coming back, because for a second there was none. Mm-hmm. And so I think Elsie is one of the only places in Manhattan, in New York City, where you can go and actually have that social, chill, relaxed, non-dance studio related vibes. Right? Mm-hmm. It's one thing I invite you to my class where we're going to learn some salsa in the dance studio. It's another thing you're in a beautiful space, rooftop, gorgeous views with a sexy drink.
Yeah, we got to talk about that sexy drink you have right now, because I know that they do have an open bar for an hour, which starts at 8. I feel a little liquid courage always help anybody start moving to, especially salsa is very difficult to dance.
They also have fantastic teachers. These two ladies, they do an incredible job. They run you through some basic stuff. They make it fun. I'm going to be part of the night. We're going to have a great time. I have a lot of my friends coming who are also from a dance community. It's going to be a get-together. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
This sounds great. And tell us about your vodka, because I know you've been promoting it. I don't want to butcher the name, but is it Tetya Kappa?
Yeah, we try to focus on Kappa, but like Totya is aunt in my language.
How do you say it? Totya.
Totya. Yeah.
Okay.
But by the way you say it, as long as it just roll it off the tongue. Tetya Kappa.
Tetya Kappa.
She's actually a real person who passed away a long time ago, but she was my aunt, about 10, 11 years old. I remember she gave me a little secret of like how to drink. I remember I asked her, I think, she would be, my culture is going back to all these celebrations. Everything is always vodka. I haven't seen a different liquor until we immigrated, and it was like 95, 97. I'm like, oh, there's also some other stuff. I don't think I've seen a glass of wine until I was in my 20s.
Wow.
And I remember vividly, somebody poured it. It was a celebration of me turning professional, like it was yesterday. And we cheered, and I went like, gulp. And I just gulped the whole, like, shot. I remember thinking, oh, that's a lot of liquor. But I wasn't a drinker; it was a shooter, right?
Okay.
And so
how do you handle your shots?
And so in our culture, it's always like shot before you start the dinner, for life, for the meeting, for like, oh, I haven't seen you. Hey, cheers.
At least
cheers,
it makes everyone happy, though. It gets the edge off. Everybody has a bad attitude sometimes.
But on the 4th, your second kicks in. On the 7th, your 5th, and so you have to be professional at it. Anyway, my aunt, she taught me how to drink and not get drunk. Every couple of shots, you take something oily, whether it's a scoop of butter, if it's at a table, literally an oily substance. It coats your digestive tract, and 80% of why you get drunk is on vapors going to your bloodstream. And so this way, the alcohol just goes straight down. I can't believe I'm giving this stuff over the radio.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Give us the secrets.
But you go straight down, you pee it out, the alcohol effect isn't as strong, but you participate in the festivities. And so I remember in Napa, I met all the locals, and my partner in vodka, and I were talking, and I said it. I was like, listen, if I'm gonna do anything, it's probably gonna be vodka. I gave him all these stories. Where I come from here, from Brooklyn, I was dancing in Eastern European restaurants. I was the show in the middle of the night.
What was your favorite radio station while hanging out in Brooklyn?
Listen, I told you before we came in, KTU is my history. I mean, like, you guys started, I think, while I was already in US, and so for me, anything that I was a part of and its sort of inception in the beginning, like, I carry it with me. I
love that.
I think all immigrants do, to be honest. Some of these things that we hold on to, like, oh, I was there when KTU just began.
That's incredible.
I even remember the difference in musical styles, because it was like just one radio station. We're not going to name what. And it was predominantly all of the music in New York City coming out of that. And you guys started, and you were just like everything I wanted to hear.
I love it.
Yes.
Nice. So when you're in New York, you just listen to us, I hope.
Well, Wait. Nowadays, first of all, I don't know the last time I heard a radio, but I do. I try to.
Especially when you're in the Ubers. Tell them to put on KTU when you're in there.
There you go. Everybody got their own playlist.
Get your little taste of home when you're in New York. Now, where can everybody pick up the vodka?
Chmerkovskiy. No, I've had an incredible opportunities here in New York City. I have amazing distributing company, Dozortsov, and so I've been introduced, and now we're in a lot of restaurants that you would know with the Serafina group. When hopefully Cipriani's we'll see. We're in Avra, so you can start. Exactly. Yeah. Oh my God. That was a pinch me moment. Also Avra in Beverly Hills, by the way. But yeah, no, I'm working on more accounts. When you go to chmerkovskiy.com or any kind of my social media, anything when you see Kappa, you can click on it, and we'll update it as soon as I'm done with this trip, because it's going to be a lot of stores, a lot of restaurants. It's really taking off.
Oh, that's incredible. We're bringing back Beatstock this year. We should have Chmerkovskiy there.
Beatstock. Wow.
Remember Beatstock?
A lot of things have to come back now.
Absolutely. We got to get you back on Dancing with the Stars. We got to get this vodka out and about. We got to get dancing with you tonight at Elsie Rooftop. There's a lot of things we got to do.
Yes. No, Elsie is going to be great. I'm looking forward to it, really. It's also because I haven't done, I haven't been a part of a night, an event in New York City in a long time. We in LA now, we do a lot of things on the West Coast, off TV, and then television work, blessed, whatever we do, also is over there. So New York has my heart, always have. You guys had a tough run with the Knicks. Everybody needs.
It's all right.
Needs to lick some wounds.
It's always next year,
So need to lick some wounds. Come out to Elsie tonight.
Well, thank you so much, Maksim, for stopping by KTU and Hollywood Hamilton and the KTU Morning Crew. And Hollywood is a big fan of liquor, and especially any liquor from any celebrities. So I'm going to have to make sure that he gets a little taste of it. I'll share.
I just want to make sure. The thing that the best thing about this is not me. I hate to say it because I love me, but this is my product. I designed the label. I put my one of my favorite people's name on it. The top is designed after a bow tie. It's
beautiful.
An untied bow tie. And the best part is it's an incredible product. This is the only vodka in distribution that's made in Napa Valley. There's no other product. So when I go into a store and they show me this massive shelf of like 100 vodkas, I'm not intimidated because this literally has its own space. It says made in Napa.
Nice.
And it's
Is there a secret to your vodka?
Part
Like what makes
Sauvignon
it
Blanc.
taste different than the others?
We are part Sauvignon Blanc grape, single vineyard, or local Napa Valley grape, and part winter grain. And they sent me out a lot of versions of the formula through the blind tasting, and then tried to confuse me a bunch of times. So we actually had a lot of tasting.
Oh.
And the version that this is the smoothest, is the most not volatile, like when you take a shot or when you take a sip,
where you're super harsh, right?
Yeah, and you got to be like really mix it with the drink. This is the only vodka you can actually chill and sip. It's like you would sip a high-end mezcal.
Ooh,
so yeah,
mezcal,
for me,
now you're speaking my language.
This used to be my drink of choice too, but I love this product. You also it's tried and tested, no hangover. I mean, obviously in moderation, do it right, scoop some butter in between.
Perfect. Well, we're about to try some in just a bit. Thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate you, and can't wait to salsa with you tonight at Elsie.
Let's do it.